The situation in Poland regarding abortion rights is really critical at the moment. It's very complex and very intense because on the one hand we have this political initiative to totally ban abortion, which is just outrageous. But on the other hand, we have this massive mobilization of women and civil society in general to oppose this proposed ban. So we see our society being very much involved in resistance. We need to remember that Poland already has very restrictive anti-abortion legislation, actually. It has been in place for over 20 years now, and it is called compromise. But now, with this anti-choice swing, I hope we will see a pendulum effect, social attitudes moving towards being more pro-choice. And now we can see it on the streets. And women, Polish women and men as well, but mainly women, send a crystal clear message to the Polish government. We won't allow for the introduction of a total ban. First of all, we need to recognize that people and women that are now on the streets and also mobilized online aren't necessarily pro-choice. Many of them simply defend the existing law, which is so-called compromise. People doesn't oppose this law because they got used to it so much and because they were exposed to anti-choice discourse and language for so many years. The position of the Catholic Church is so strong that it can influence public opinion through public schools, for example, because the Church has an influence, especially in early 90s. It had a big influence on the school curricula, so the whole generation of people is kind of brainwashed. And what anti-choice groups successfully managed to achieve as well is to make anti-choice language a mainstream language, the language that you would hear in media, like everywhere. So our role now as feminists and as pro-choice activists and persons is to change the language and change the debate in order to put women in the center of this debate, because now we're like having embryo in the center of a debate. If we don't change this, we won't win. It is very interesting how these protests actually happened, because they weren't organized by one NGO or an institution. They are like entirely grassroots, bottom-up initiative. We organized through social media, like people posting their ideas, and instantly, within duration of few hours, like hundreds of thousands of women said, "We're in. We want to be part of this protest." So this is amazing to see that the landscape of civil society isn't only or exclusively registered non-governmental organizations, registered groups. I believe that feminist organizations, working for over 20 years, they created a ground for it. So they educated a generation of persons and women who are more aware of their rights and are ready to fight for them.